My mom sends me $20 every single birthday. My sister gets a party. I've been saving those 20s for 18 years. I have $360 now. Sometimes I take them out and count them just to remind myself I'm not crazy. 18 crisp bills, some newer than others, all smoothed flat and stored in an envelope under my mattress like evidence, like receipts, like proof of exactly how much I was worth to her, year after year after year. $360. That's 18 birthdays, 18 years of happy B-Day texts without capital letters or punctuation, 18 years of watching my sister get princess parties and Disney trips while I got a Venmo notification and silence. Last month, I handed every single one of those bills back to my mother, in front of everyone she'd ever tried to impress. Growing up, I was the accident. Mom had me at 19, wasn't ready, resented every minute of it and made sure I knew. She never hit me, never said the words out loud, but you don't need words when the message comes through in 1,000 other ways. The sigh when I asked for help with homework, the way her eyes slid past me at the dinner table, the complete absence of any photograph of me in the living room of the house she'd eventually build with her new husband. I was the before picture. My sister Sarah came 6 years later, when Mom had married rich, moved to the suburbs, built the life she actually wanted. Sarah was the after. Sarah got princess parties. I'm not exaggerating. Her 7th birthday had actual ponies, a petting zoo, a bouncy castle, a hired magician who made balloon animals for 30 kids in matching party hats. My 7th birthday, I got a card, store-bought, not even the kind with the pre-printed message inside, just blank white cardstock with a $20 tucked inside. Happy B-Day. That was the text. All lowercase, no punctuation, like even typing out the full words was too much effort. I remember waiting for more, waiting for Mom to say, "We'll do something special this weekend," or "I'll take you to dinner later." Nothing came. The next week, Sarah started planning her 8th birthday. It was going to be at the zoo. I stopped expecting more around age 12. That was the year Sarah got a trip to Disney World for her birthday. The whole family went. Mom, my stepdad Richard, Sarah's best friend Madison. I stayed home with Mrs. Patterson, our elderly neighbor, who smelled like mothballs and fell asleep watching Wheel of Fortune at 7 p.m. We couldn't get another ticket, Mom explained. The package was only for four people. Her new husband, her golden child's friend, not me. Same year, Mom forgot my birthday entirely. The $20 came 3 weeks late. Venmo notification, B-Day, no apology, no explanation, not even a fake excuse about being busy. Just $20, 3 weeks late. I saved it anyway. I saved every single one. Never spent them. Never deposited them. Kept them in an envelope under my mattress like some kind of evidence file. My roommate in college thought I was insane. Just cash them out, dude. That's real money. You could buy textbooks. I couldn't explain why I needed to keep them. The 20s weren't money to me. They were receipts, documentation, proof that I wasn't imagining it, wasn't overreacting, wasn't making up the difference between how she treated me and how she treated Sarah. $360. That's what 18 years of motherhood cost her. I got into Columbia on a full academic scholarship. Nobody in my family knew. I'd stopped sharing news with them years ago, after the Disney World trip, after the forgotten birthday, after the dozens of small rejections that made it clear I wasn't part of their story. I got the acceptance letter during my senior year of high school. Full ride, housing covered, books covered, everything covered, because my grades were perfect and my essays were good enough to convince the admissions committee that I deserved a chance. I called Mom to tell her. She didn't answer. I texted her. Got into Columbia. Full scholarship. 3 hours later, she responded, "That's nice. Sarah made varsity cheer today. We're taking her to dinner to celebrate. That's nice." I read those words 100 times. Kept the text message. Screenshot saved on 3 different devices. That's nice. Her daughter got into an Ivy League school and her response was, "That's nice." I stopped trying after that. Built my own life. Found my own support system. Made friends who became family. Professors who became mentors. Dr. Patricia Chen, constitutional law, 15 years on faculty, became my advisor. She pushed me to excel, told me I had potential most students would kill for, nominated me for honors every year. Dr. Marcus Thompson, legal writing, 12 years of practice before academia, helped me craft the papers that landed me summer internships at top firms. Professor Rebecca Okonkwo, criminal procedure, former federal prosecutor, connected me with the hiring partners who would eventually offer me 3 job opportunities before I even graduated. These people became my real family, the ones who showed up, the ones who remembered my birthday. I graduated from Columbia Law School, top of my class, summa cum laude, 3 job offers waiting, a future brighter than anything I dared to imagine when I was 12 years old, watching my family family fly to Disney World without me. Mom didn't come to the ceremony. Said Sarah had a dance recital the same day. Said she absolutely couldn't miss it. Said she was sure I'd understand. I sat in that auditorium at 3:47 p.m. on a Saturday in May, watching other families swarm their graduates with flowers and tears and pride, watching mothers hug their children, watching fathers take photographs, watching siblings cheer from the crowd. I held my diploma alone, and something clicked into place. I finally knew what the 20s were for. The following week was Mom's annual 4th of July barbecue. Massive event. Caterers, rented furniture, a live band playing covers in the backyard, her wealthy friends showing off summer homes and new cars. Sarah's perfect little family. She'd married young, had a baby at 22, lived in a house down the street from Mom, displayed like a catalog spread. I hadn't been invited in 4 years, but I showed up anyway. Mom's face tightened the second she saw me at the gate. She was wearing white linen, gold jewelry, the perfect hostess smile frozen in place. Oliver, her voice was low, controlled, embarrassed. Her friends were already watching. This isn't your kind of event. I won't stay long, just wanted to give you something. I handed her a card, simple white envelope. She looked confused, probably expected a check for the barbecue fund, or maybe a gift card she could re-gift to someone who mattered. She opened it. Inside was every $20 she'd ever sent me, all 18 of them, smoothed flat, arranged in a row like a timeline of neglect. $360, 18 years of birthday acknowledgement, laid out in her hands like evidence at a trial, and beneath them, a handwritten note. Thanks for the birthday money. Here's your investment back with interest. Each one of these helped me remember, every single year, exactly what I was worth to you. But it turns out, I was worth a full ride to Columbia Law, summa cum laude, 3 offers at top firms. Funny how that math worked out. Her face drained completely. The polished smile vanished. The color left her cheeks. Her lips moved, but nothing came out. The crowd around us had gone silent. 40 people, maybe 50. Her wealthy friends, her husband's business associates, the neighbors she'd spent years impressing. All of them watching Patricia, perfect Patricia with her perfect house and perfect parties, stare at 18 $20 bills and realize her secret was out. Someone's champagne glass clinked too loudly against a table. The silence stretched. Columbia Law? One of her friends, a woman named Jennifer, married to a partner at a downtown firm, stepped forward. Patricia, you never mentioned Oliver was at Columbia. Mom still couldn't speak. I graduated last month, I said. Top of my class. 3 offers before I walked the stage. Whispers rippled through the crowd. I had no idea you had a son at Columbia. Patricia never said anything about... Did you know about this, Richard? My stepdad looked like he wanted to disappear. He'd always been complicit in the neglect, but passive, a background character in the story of my erasure. He cleared his throat. Oliver and Patricia don't really talk much. Apparently, Jennifer said. Her voice had an edge to it now. How does a mother not mention her son graduated from Columbia Law School? Sarah pushed through the crowd. 24 years old, hair highlighted, baby on her hip, the perfect suburban daughter living the perfect suburban life. What's happening? What's going on? She saw the 20s spread across the card, saw Mom's expression, looked at me for the first time in years, really looked at me, like I was actually there. Your brother apparently graduated from Columbia Law School, Jennifer said. Top of his class. Did you know that? Sarah's mouth opened. Mom told me you dropped out of community college. Her voice was small, confused. She said you were working at a gas station. She said you didn't want anything to do with us anymore. My stomach dropped. Mom had been lying about me for years, not just neglecting me, not just excluding me, actively erasing me from her perfect story. She'd told Sarah I was a dropout, a failure, that I'd chosen to walk away from the family instead of the other way around. She'd made sure her real daughter, her golden child, would never know the truth about who I'd become. I looked at Sarah. She was crying now. The baby was fussing. Her husband, a nice enough guy named Tyler who I'd met maybe twice, was hovering behind her looking confused. I didn't know, Sarah said. Oliver, I swear I didn't know. I believe you. She told me you hated us, that you'd said you never wanted to see us again. I thought. She wiped her eyes. I thought you didn't want to be part of our family. I've always wanted to be part of a family, I said. I just stopped expecting this one. Mom finally found her voice. Oliver, this isn't what you think. I was trying to protect everyone. You were always so angry, so difficult. I was 12 years old, and you forgot my birthday. That was a mistake. One mistake. You've sent me exactly $20 every year for 18 years. Never called, never visited, never once asked how I was doing. I was busy. Sarah got Disney World while I stayed home with a neighbor. Sarah got princess parties while I got a text message without punctuation. The crowd was completely silent now. You told your friends I was working at a gas station. You told Sarah I dropped out of community college. You erased me completely because I didn't fit the story you wanted to tell. That's not $360. I pointed at the bills in her hands. That's what 18 years of motherhood cost you. That's my entire childhood, quantified. And you know what? I kept every single one, because I knew someday I'd need proof. I didn't come here for an apology. I came to let you know I'm doing fine, despite everything, and you'll probably see my name again someday. I straightened my jacket. I just wanted to make sure you'd remember where we started. I turned and walked back toward the gate. Behind me, I heard the whispers resuming, the questions, the judgment. I can't believe she never mentioned working at a gas station. He's a Columbia Law graduate. Patricia, what is going on with your family? I didn't look back. My phone buzzed before I reached the end of the block. Sarah, can we please talk? I had no idea about any of this. I'm so sorry. I stared at that text for a long time. My hands were shaking. The adrenaline was still pumping. Part of me wanted to delete the message and never think about any of them again. But Sarah was 6 years old when I left. She'd grown up believing Mom's lies. She'd never had the chance to know me. I typed back, I never stopped wanting a family. I just stopped expecting one. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Can we meet? Coffee? Anywhere you want. I need to understand what actually happened. We're meeting for coffee next Tuesday. My sister wants to know who I actually am. I don't know what will come of it. Maybe we'll build something real. Maybe the damage is too deep. Maybe Mom's lies have shaped Sarah so completely that we'll never be able to bridge the gap. But I'm willing to try. For the first time in 18 years, I'm willing to try. I got a letter from my therapist, Dr. Rebecca Martinez, 12 years specializing in family trauma, after I told her what happened at the barbecue. What you did was brave, she wrote. You confronted the truth publicly, but you did it without cruelty. You stated facts. You let the facts speak for themselves. That's not revenge. That's accountability. I've been seeing Dr. Martinez for 4 years, since my junior year at Columbia. She helped me understand that my worth wasn't determined by my mother's disinterest. Children of emotional neglect often internalize the message that they don't matter. She'd told me early in our work together. Your job now is to prove that message wrong, not to anyone else, to yourself. I think I finally did. Mom hasn't contacted me since the barbecue. Her wealthy friends have, though. LinkedIn requests, Instagram follows. Jennifer, the one who'd asked about Columbia, sent me a message congratulating me on graduation and asking if I'd be interested in meeting her husband's firm. The truth has a way of spreading. The story Mom spent 18 years constructing, the story where I didn't exist, where she had one perfect daughter and no problematic son, is falling apart. And she has no one to blame but herself. I start my new job in September. Corporate litigation at a top 10 firm. 6-figure salary. A future I built entirely on my own, with no help from the woman who was supposed to support me. Every rejection, every forgotten birthday, every $20 and a text message moment, they all became fuel. They all became proof that I didn't need her, that I could become something extraordinary despite her, not because of her. I kept one of the 20s, the first one, from my 5th birthday, 2006. It's worn now, soft from being handled, the serial number still visible if you hold it up to the light. I keep it in my wallet, not as currency, as a reminder. That's where we started. This is where I ended up. $360. That's what my childhood cost her. But it bought me something she never intended to give. Proof that I was worth more than she ever believed. Proof that her rejection couldn't define me. Proof that the kid she'd written off, the accident, the before picture, the one who didn't fit her perfect story, could graduate at the top of his class from one of the best law schools in the country. I'm meeting Sarah next Tuesday. My sister wants to know who I actually am. And for the first time in 18 years, I'm ready to tell her. Mom sent me $20 every birthday. I saved every single one. $360. That's what I was worth to her. But I'm worth more now. So much more. And she knows it. Everyone knows it now.